Hello.
It's just a quick introduction this week, otherwise the video is going to be too long. It's been quite a busy week. The weather's been too good for doing the tiling in the bathroom. It will rain one day and I'll get round to doing it, but we have had rain, but it's been...
You won't, because you'll have your polytunnel covered, and then you'll have an excuse to go in the polytunnel. I better learn how to tile. It has rained, but it's just rained overnight, so it's been perfect. Each day's been quite dry, so we've got on with a fair old bit of stuff. So basically in this video I carry on from last week, where I've done one row of or made one trellis up for some vines. I'll just scoot through that in this video, and then burning out some trees that were covered in like a creeping vine that we get here. I don't know the real name of it, so if anybody knows I'd be interested. And then moving on, we did the polytunnel, or we've started putting the foundations and everything in for the polytunnel. When I say foundations, I mean sort of anchor points, concreted in, and started on solar. So that's it really. So the plan this morning is I'm going to burn this lot out. I prefer to do it this time of year because all the ground isn't as dry. Where it's starting to sprout green now, it's not going to spread too badly. I shall wet it all around anyway. And I've got my tamper and everything else. Of course, the other thing is the birds haven't started to nest yet, so I'll be worried doing it a bit later that you have some nice little bird nests and don't really want to destroy their little homes. So it's a good time to do it now. I'm never going to get it all done this year. It's right around the whole property, and you can't burn it where it's going into a wood because the fire could just get out of control. So I'm just doing patches within the land. So here's how it goes. Here we go. That's typical. I didn't realise there's a flipping tyre stuck in the bottom of there. So I'll use it to my advantage and use that to spread the fire around a bit. Well, it didn't burn out quite as well as the one I did yesterday, but it's basically done the job. I can get to the trunk now to fell that, and the same there, again, hasn't burnt out as well as I'd liked, but at least I can get down and in to be able to cut the trees down now, and I can drag off the creeping vine and make a bonfire. So this is how the bottom's now looking a few days after burning out the tree and making a bonfire of the creeping vine stuff. You can see there's still loads of it down in the bottom there, but that's for next year. But that opens up that whole bottom space to mow and try and get back to a nice bit of garden. Plus I've got some more firewood to cut up. Haven't quite finished yet, but we're nearly there. Another job I did during the week is I've from T-Max bought 3 trees and planted them. So this is a cherry to replace the big cherry tree up there, which I'm going to leave it and see, but I'm pretty sure it's dead. It was struck by lightning last year. A pear tree and an apple tree. So we'll see how they go. A couple of days ago I did the foundations for this side of the polytunnel, and it's all bolted down, levelled and bolted down. Made one vegetable patch with membrane up between, and that'll have mulch on the top, you know, a stink tree mulch. And so with this area in the centre here, these are the bolts where I'm going to put the wood across to make the ends of the polytunnel. So the polytunnel is going to be sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 bays long, and then a netted area 4 bays long. Teresa and I have just put these ones in. I'll give them a couple of days to dry, and then I can carry on with constructing the polytunnel, putting the polythene on, and that's that. Another thing I've started is the
solar array, or the framework for putting the solar panels up. So this is the metal. It came to, I don't know exactly what it came to now, 100 and, I've got the receipt somewhere, it was about 167 levs, and it's 2mm thick, 50 by 50 box section, and that's to make the panels. I'll put one up, so I'll show you that in a moment. So this is the first part of the framework put into the ground and levelled up. I've basically just gone for, I'm going to do single panel all the way along. I've got 8 panels which are about 1 metre wide, so it's going to be 8 metres long. Unfortunately the ground's quite sloping here. If I was going to continue and have this level, by the time I got down to the other end, where Dex is at the moment, I'd be about 30 foot up on my, or put it this way, this upright would be about 30 foot. So it's just too high. So essentially what I'm going to do is put the panels, these panel frames in, each one going down, and then I'm going to have wood, 8 metres lengths of wood, so 4 metres stitched together. They come in 4 metre lengths, so stitched together to make 8 metres, and then I'll stagger the panels so they come up sort of almost herringbone like. Hopefully that'll work nicely. It'll add a bit of privacy this end of the garden as well, because we do have somebody who walks up and down this track here, which isn't a problem, but they can stare directly into the house. A lot of the time we have the kitchen door open, so it's just nice to have a little, would be essentially the same as having a fence at the end. So that's what we've been doing this week. Well, this last 10 days. It's 10 days exactly, because on the last video we'd said that Dex was due to go in for, you know what?
Bits off.
Bits off. And what's day today?
Stitches out.
Stitches out day. So we've got to go in and he's got to have his stitches out.
What?
How did he get on after the operation?
He slept. He slept.
He slept and slept and slept.
He slept.
He wasn't as mad at us as I thought he might be, because usually he goes into a sulk if anything happens to him. I think he was just feeling down in the dumps for a couple of days, but he's absolutely 100% back to his usual self.
Boisterous.
Yeah.
We actually timed him, this is quite funny, because he's got this habit of opening doors. So we timed him this morning. We put him outside the back door, and in between those doors was the back door, the kitchen door, the front room door, and then our bedroom door. We sat in the bedroom and timed how long it would take him.
It literally only took him 5 minutes to get back in. I don't know how long it actually took, because we put him out for a wee, so he was probably off doing his business and stuff for sort of a couple of minutes, and then he just literally opens one door, then the next door, then the next door, and then the next door, just like that, no problem whatsoever.
And he's like a human. He actually just puts his paw on the handle, pushes it down, and then pushes it with his other foot.
It's quite funny to watch. We'll have to film it for some point. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Like I say, the next one will have a lot more to do with the solar and covering the polytunnel. That's it. Bye for now.
Bye.
Finish it.
Put it in, wiggle it around.
Tweet.
And you should finish naturally.